What started as an adventurous exploration of the infamous Ravenwood Asylum quickly turned into a night of pure terror for five friends who had no idea what lurked inside. The abandoned asylum's history was darker than any of them realized. Over 50 years ago, the doctors had conducted experimental treatments on unwilling patients, many of whom supposedly never left the building. As they ventured deeper into the asylum, the main entrance door slammed shut behind them with a thunderous bang, the rusty lock mechanisms engaging on their own as if operated by invisible hands. No matter how hard they tried, the massive oak doors wouldn't budge. And worse yet, none of them had cell service inside the thick stone walls of the century-old building. With no choice but to find another way out, they decided to search the building's east wing, unaware that something was now awake and watching their every move. Strange noises began echoing through the building, footsteps overhead despite them being on the top floor, distant screams that seemed to come from the walls themselves, and worst of all, whispering voices that called each explorer by name. In an old patient file, they discovered the horrifying truth. The asylum's head doctor had conducted ritual sacrifices in the basement, believing he could harness the power of death to achieve immortality. As they made their way toward the basement to find a rumored maintenance tunnel that led outside, the lights they'd brought suddenly flickered and died, plunging them into absolute darkness as the temperature dropped dramatically. In the pitch darkness of the basement, they could make out a circle of ancient symbols etched into the floor, and as they stepped closer, shadowy figures began to materialize around them, former patients still trapped in the asylum, reaching out with translucent hands. As dawn finally broke, a maintenance worker arriving for his shift heard desperate pounding from inside the sealed basement and called the police, who managed to free the five survivors, though none of them would ever be the same after what they'd witnessed in the dark hallways of Ravenwood Asylum.